Des Moines, Henri, Standard, Moskva, Triple Stalingrad, and Gearing for Crimson versus Zhao, Stalingrad, Gearing, and Harugumo for RQL. So that's an interesting lineup here, and as we get things going, we'll try to explain like why that's so interesting. So the big reason why it's so interesting is because RQL is setting up for more flexibility with the Zhao and with the second destroyer with that Harugumo. Whereas Crimson is more of kind of a stationary, especially the Moskvas and Stalingrads, more of a stationary kind of a deal. Like you sit here and, you know, basically look to out-trade the opponents. Alright, there we go, dead. Get ourselves onto the Hakuryu. And you can see the Hakuryu is already scouting a cap with the those attack planes, basically the fighters. Carriers now, it's going to be very interesting to see how all of this works now. Once again, hello to everybody who's watching. To Abworth, thanks for taking the time to hang out here after completing your homework assignment. I know I've got homework I need to be doing too at some point. Anyway, getting onto the map here. The important thing about the carriers is that even though, yes, you're only spotting one squadron at a time, you do get a general idea of deployments relatively early. I mean, look at this. We kind of already know now what RQL is going to do. And it certainly looks like they are setting up to put a bunch of their ships towards A. That Des Moines might be heading towards like a B cap spot, or could be heading over here south of C cap. So that'll be interesting to see where they end up positioning. Meanwhile, RQL seems to be heavily pushing towards C cap. Or sorry, Crimson pushing heavily towards C cap. And it looks like they're setting up to fight away from A. Now this is important to note because I don't think that RQL is doing much over at A, so this might be kind of one of those Mexican standoffs where you just kind of sit there and nothing really happens. Here comes some super long-range shells at this Des Moines. Just barely missed punching him through the Citadel, but still did some pretty hefty damage. You have to keep in mind with carriers, you can't afford to make those really aggressive plays early on to try to grab space like you might be able to do in clan battles. If you do that, you get punished. As you can see here, Mr. Snacks is now being forced to turn in. And now the gearing is about to go into B cap. As soon as the gearing goes into B cap, it's going to trigger the Des Moines radar. So he's got to be thinking about that. Where is he going to go? And does he want to trigger the radar just yet? Is he ready for that? Most inexperienced players would have charged right into B cap, but in so doing would have triggered the radar. Now he's in the cap. He knows the radar's coming, and he feels he's relatively safe because he's behind this gigantic chunk of island. You've got the Montana over here in the distance. That could be a problem. However, and now, oh, look at Blaze Cypher over here. He's in trouble. He's at the typical Clan Wars Des Moines spot, but look at how he's taking those shells from long range. You have to be really careful with how you position yourself in this. Notice how the gearing here is backing into A. It's also a very common, cautious maneuver. Instead of charging right in and trying to find a way out, you get in a position and then you back yourself in. That way you can pull forward if needed. Still, Gamebird capping B early is a huge boon to their team. You're going to see that Crimson's points are going to start ticking up. Super 6 now is in some trouble. Oh, there's the Harugumo. Calling out now to focus on the Harugumo. As the Henri has now been... He's been losing a lot of health, and he really hasn't done anything. I haven't seen him shooting at all. So that's easy. That's interesting. Des Moines, by the way, has Ovechkin for the commander. And let's see how this drop works out for him. This is a perpendicular drop. Not too much. Hakuryu, of course, has AP bombers, but now it's a little bit of a different situation compared to what it used to be. And you can see these planes just paying the price for the attempt. And will he get it? Nope, no hit. A lot of planes just went down there. Keep in mind the hotfix changed how anti-air works, and it kind of buffed anti-air a little bit more than maybe it should have. So right now we're seeing carriers in a slightly weaker state than they probably will be when the original King of the Series, King of the Sea, comes into play. Play Cypher now realizing there's really no hope to sit there. His teammates aren't really in a good position to back him up, and oh no, Apocalypse took a torp, looks like, or if not, he's been whittled down for quite some time now. So he's got to get behind cover quickly. He can still get somewhat hit by the Montana, but that Henri, of course, probably has IFHE. With those 240mm guns, he's just going to pen the crud out of the Stalingrad in his 50mm armor. So that Stalingrad is in trouble. Montana is fine, super average, but he needs to get his guns more into the fight, as the Gearing's torpedoes are going to miss. See what's going on over at CCAP now. Big play there. The Montana goes down, or sorry, the Montana takes down the Des Moines. Beautiful shot there. Get a screenshot of the sinking ship. Montana asking for focus fire on the Harugumo. Now, this is where the Harugumo comes in very handy, and the Zath too. The flexibility. They have the ability just to spam the heck out of this Montana. BBAP change, totally balanced. And unfortunately, not many other people were able to capitalize on it. I would have liked to see the Moskva pulling forward. He doesn't have a shot right now. He's too busy shooting at the Zao at long range. That Moskva needed to be pulling forward and getting his guns into the fight. That's a crucial mistake on their team's part, though. Crimson, though, the Montana, once again, taking down ship with his powerful guns. That being our little Harugumo. And with that, we see a 2-ship lead for Crimson. RQL is now kind of on the back foot there. They've got A cap, but they're losing C cap now. They're down ships. So if I'm RQL, I'm thinking, alright guys, we need to rally. And where can we rally? Meanwhile, you can see here the Yamato is in a bad position too. He's in full retreat, trying to kite away. We're gonna zoom into the Montana here and kind of see what he's looking at. Oh, the Stalingrad over on the far west side goes down. We knew that was only a matter of time the way he was positioned. Now you got to be keeping in mind too, Zao's got 12km torp, so you don't want to get too far into it. You want to just kind of back in that spot for now. Okay, and just be careful. CRMSN Apocalypse. Yeah, okay, so yeah, he's not happy about where he was at and what he was doing. He got trapped and he couldn't get out. So he's saying, next time, I'm just going to back in. Fair enough. Now you can see here the Montana is changing course. He doesn't want to go and deal with the Yamato. That's not going to affect the game. He needs to watch this group here. Because they copped A, they're going to go into B cap. You can see they've got a Des Moines ready. They've got a Stalingrad ready in positions to help out. Montana all the way up north there is in a position to assist as well. And here come the dive bombers, or torpedo bombers I should say, from the Midway. Look at them just melt. You got one drop off on the gearing, and that's about it. Let's follow the shell pattern here from our Montana. We don't know what the angling... Oh, we're going to see in a second. Here it is. Here it is. Not a bad hit. Look at that. He's hurting. Negligible results from the Yamato. The thing about the Montana, and the reason why people like to take the Montana so much, is because of its relative speed compared to the Yamato. It is quicker, therefore it can reposition quicker. It's also got an extra turret, so it's got 3 more guns. And some people really prefer the American style dispersion to the Japanese, especially at medium to shorter ranges where the Montana kind of seems to, you know, shine. Now, this group up here, Crimson has done a really nice job of forcing the other group to decide where do they want to go. If they keep going towards BCAP, they've got this flanking Montana to deal with the whole time. And if they go north, then they waste valuable time. So they have to really be thinking about where they want to go. There's pinging on the minimap now. The concern is, of course, that the Henri is going to work its way back, or sorry, the Zhao is going to work its way back up through the 10 line. If it does that, it has the ability to threaten CCAP. So you've got the Henri that's sitting here in position to prevent that. But with carriers now, the enemy team knows the Henri is right there. So RQL is in the know. Let's switch to the action over here. We know that there's going to be some craziness about to unfold here with the Des Moines. We're going to switch focus onto the Des Moines and kind of follow what he does. Here comes some shells. And nothing much, but Des Moines, it just craps out guns. Look at that hit. Look at that hit. Here we go. Is this the kill? Yes, that's the kill right there. And that's exactly what Blaze needed to do. Just get out there, hit a couple shots, boom, done. Now the Montana is left without a friend. Beautiful work there. Super Average is staying up here and basically keeping that Henri at bay, but more importantly, getting himself in a position to once again rain down death on that Montana if he needs to. And this is looking pretty good for Crimson right now. AP bombs coming in, trying to do a little bit of work here on the Montana. Gearing just got spotted. That's huge. And you can see now the Des Moines is ready to go. HE loaded. Boom. Shots into the gearing right there. Not much, but it's a little bit. Every little bit helps. Now, this is key, what this gearing is going to do. If he goes into the cap, gets himself spotted, he's really low on health. So he's got to be careful not to get too far out. Des Moines is in a position to start hammering this gearing. Look at that. And as a result, we're going to actually go away from that because I think this guy's going to go down pretty quick here. Yep, 9.8, 9.9. So, remember, Des Moines radar, 9.8 kilometer. He's just about to get out of radar range. There it is. So the gearing survives, but boy did he lose a lot of hit points. Just took another hit. So he's incredibly low. Just like the other gearing. Oh, wait. Here comes the Hakuria bombers. Rockets, red glare. Bombs bursting in air. Oh, and I just went to take a screenshot and I think my game just crashed. What just happened? Something is up with OBS. OBS is taking up a lot more